Hi, welcome. I am so blessed and so grateful to finally have the co-founder with me. I have Scott Adam, the wonderful, amazing man who has been working so diligently behind the scenes. He is the man in the street. He is the man who has been such a powerful foundation to the Define Meaning Project, and it gives me such pleasure to bring his beautiful face and light to you all. Scott, thank you for being here.
Um, I'm so grateful. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So I would love to share with the audience, why you are a part of this project, why you feel called to be a part of this project, and what is your why behind it.
Uh, my why. My why comes down to love. Love for this world, love for the people that we share it with. And the reason that I'm called to be a part of the Define Meaning Project, called to make the Define Meaning Project what it is just to share my life with others and help inspire and to shine a light on those who are doing their part in the world to inspire others and to make this world a more amazing place.
Mm, yeah. So, can you talk a little bit about what you've been doing for the past 6 months or so? Because you really have been on the road and traveling around and deepening your connection to your own belief and all of this. So, I'd love if you could share your experience with that and how you've been, leaning into fear and choosing love in your own life.
Absolutely. My journey's been pretty wild. I've been on the road basically since April. My journey started in Lake Tahoe, where I technically call home, but I haven't really been there in a while. Um, the only thing there really is my post office box and some stuff in a storage unit, and obviously my love for my friends. But yeah, I assisted on a yoga surf retreat in Mexico, which was absolutely amazing, and got to share who I am with a bunch of wonderful people in a beautiful location. And traveled the West Coast a little with my mom on a rolling retreat
Mhm.
right shortly after that, which was incredible. And then I ended up going straight to Thailand for another wonderful yoga retreat, which I helped helped with, and I basically traveled through Thailand, just exploring and playing music and
Mhm.
sharing who I am and learning from their culture and the people that I met there. And then I flew back straight from Thailand to work with Wanderlust.
Mhm.
uh, Wanderlust, the music and yoga festival. I've been on tour with them all summer long as their quartermaster and logistics coordinator. And I crisscrossed the country, starting in West Virginia, going to Vermont, and then Colorado and California, and I finished the tour through Canada, playing music and doing yoga, and no longer actually working for Wanderlust, but experiencing the festival and sharing who I am with the community, and really just uh, being a part of the family. And I've been meeting lots of wonderful people along the way, and I've been sharing my experiences and learning from those who I meet, and doing a hell of a lot of yoga in some amazing places, and experiencing all that life has to offer. And, yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and it's not over yet. I still have so much more to do. I just finished training with Sean Korn and the Off the Mat organization at Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, and I'm moving forward to start a cross country tour in a week here, and it's going to be sharing more of me in a yoga event in multiple studios across the country. And, with an event called Transformation to Inspiration, and we're going to discuss my life's transformation to my goal of inspiration to people that I'm with and I meet. So.
Totally. So I'd love for you to talk about, because I heard a lot of sharing me, and in one of the songs that I wrote, it's like, I'm a magnet for what supports me to be me. So what is it for you that's really important? Like, why do you feel like it's really important for you to share you? And then again, I also know personally that truth is a really big component of your life. So what does sharing you and truth have to do with sharing you? Like, how do they go hand in hand?
Um, well, the importance of sharing me right now is like I see the immediacy of the suffering that's happening in so many ways in this planet, and I see the things that continuously pull us in directions that aren't necessarily true to us, true to who we are. And it took me a long time to find my truth, and I was hiding my truth in so many manners in so many parts of my life, um, and living a life that was comfortable or was um, safe. And now I know that's not where happiness lies. That's not where that fulfillment really exists. There's so much that this world needs, and there's um, so much that the people of this world really, really need. And awakening is the biggest piece of that puzzle right now. And I feel. I feel called in living in service at the moment and living for a purpose to help people see their truths and help them awaken to what they have to offer the world and what the peace for them is to really bring bring their peace to make this world better and to help people live in a more sustainable manner.
Hmm. Yeah. And so do you feel like, that, so what you're doing, right? From inspiration, from transformation into inspiration, right? And how you're sharing this message of this internal transformation and how it's inspirational and how we're all capable of it, right? We're all capable of having this internal awakening
Absolutely, absolutely.
and then
Yeah, it's all
using that as service to inspire others, right? Is that what I'm getting?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's it. I mean, it's all right there. It's all a choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right in front of us, and we by releasing fear and releasing this um, false belief of living in comfort, and we open our eyes and start to live in love,
Mm.
start to release fear and fully embrace love and love for ourselves, love for the planet, love for every being here,
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden that transformation is eminent. You can't avoid the transformation. We live in this fear-based society, and that's what keeps us in these cycles. That's what keeps us running on the hamster wheel. And until we can release these fears, until we can realize that there's much more that we have to offer, and there's much more that we can do. Until that happens, then the same cycles of fear and the same cycles of, everything that we're living right now, the same cycles of destruction, the same cycles of people suffering, of people, the same cycles of this needs and wants and things continue to grow. And
Yeah.
what the planet really needs right now, what the people really need right now, is to end that cycle of things and wants and needs and read and really embrace love, really embrace the community of helping us as a humanity really take care of the Mother Earth that we supports us so much.
So, love and service and truth and being who you are a lot of the things that came up. Um, I I want to ask two questions before we wrap up, and one of them is, have you had to make any sacrifices in order to be where you are now?
I've had to make a lot of sacrifices, definitely. I think one in comfort, through the past couple of years, I've left a business that I owned. I left a full-time job that I had. I ended a 6.5-year relationship that I was in. I moved out of a beautiful house on 15.5 acres in a beautiful place in Morrisville, Vermont, and sold everything I owned. And I've been on the road pretty straight now. I mean, I've just been kind of traveling and following what is calling me. And at the same time, I think I've also sacrificed, having close connections and companionship in a lot of ways, because it's very difficult to connect with somebody who's constantly moving, which I have been. And so there's many sacrifices I think that I've made in order to pursue this calling, this service, and I continue to walk down this path, and sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes we're looked at by a lot of people as completely insane, and as as my uncle says, a homeless hobo, I think he called me at one point. But I am confident in my path, and I know my truth, and I'm willing to keep, and needing and called to keep walking this path in faith and trust that the universe is showing me the road signs that I need to follow. And, I know that what I am pursuing right now is greater than me, and it's greater than anything I could possess, and it's what's needed for myself and the world right now.
And I commend you for it. And I'm very grateful to be a team member with you on this adventure. And so my last question is, so how do you stay true to you? How do you practice love daily? How do you make it a practice to not chase those fears and to choose love instead? What are some of the things that you do?
Yeah, I think my meditation and my yoga every day is definitely my foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to fall into fears, I think. For a lot of people, it's really easy. It's right there. It's everywhere. It's when you open up a newspaper, when you look at the media. It's fears all around you. But I remind myself that the only thing real in this world is love. Like, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and once you realize that fear isn't real, the only thing true is love. The only thing real is love. Then, anytime those things creep in, anytime that uncomfortable feeling creeps in, just flood myself with love for the trees, the earth, the people around me, myself. And it all starts from within, and in my daily meditations, in my daily yoga practice, and in even the food I eat. I make sure that when it comes in with love. And if everything you bring into your life is filled with love, then how can fear exist? And that's what I've been doing myself. That's how I've been staying true.
I just want to repeat that for everybody. When everything that comes into your life comes in with love, then how can there be fear? How could fear exist? Thank you. And so clearly you're in the road, as we can hear, and we know as listening to your story, but on the road, what part of what you're doing is you're finding us and cultivating more of these people who are modern day lighthouses. You are our scout for these people who are shining their light, and by being it as well, right? Traveling, speaking at all of these conferences, but you're also looking for people who are showing up in a way that is true to who they are, who are shining their light, and who are in service of the greater good of all. Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you tell some of the people where you're going to be over the next couple months? Because I know, or the next couple weeks, because you're on tour.
Yeah, starting today, I actually head to York, Maine, and I'm going to be assisting on a yoga retreat, yoga surf in York, Maine, with Gabrielle Goldberg, and I'm really excited about that one. I love to get in the water. I love surfing. I go from there. The September 22nd, I'm going to be at Sangha Studio in Burlington, Vermont, and we're going to be kicking off my my From Transformation to Inspiration tour. Uh, I'm also going to be at the Catskill Chill Music Festival in Hancock, New York. I'll be playing a little bit of music around there and meeting some people and sharing my energy. I go from there to Denver, Colorado for the Game Changers Conference with Sean Korn and the Off the Mat World, which hopefully you'll be at with me, Megan. And that'll be an amazing event. It's the first time that they've ever done the event, and it's an amazing thing to support. And I can't wait to experience that. From there, we'll be in Boulder, Colorado, and Breckenridge on the 1st and 2nd of October, I believe it is, and we'll be doing some more from transformation to inspiration events, and then I move on to California, and we'll be doing another inspiration event at Yoga Studio Tahoe in Truckee. And then there's some more dates coming in November on the East Coast in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut.
Awesome. Awesome. And we're looking for more modern day lighthouses to interview as well.
Absolutely. The road just keeps bringing them in.
So just as we close, can you just share, your love for what you're doing and and what keeps driving you? What keeps moving you forward?
Again, it comes back to love. Love keeps moving me forward, and the desire to see beings awaken. We're at a tipping point right now in this world, and we have all of these powers of fear trying to stop us from awakenings, trying to stop people from seeing their truth, trying to stop people from really sharing their love. And what motivates me is I want to see this end of suffering. I want to see people begin to see their light. I want to see this truth become awakened, like this love become alive, and I want to see people begin to take charge of this world and stop the trauma that's happening all over the planet. I want to see all of this terrible destruction of the planet, all of the suffering of these people through wars, this control over water and food and mental and physical slavery come to an end. And honestly, that's really truly what I want, and that's what keeps moving me on, because I know that until the majority of us awaken to the fact that we can make a change, until the majority of the people open their hearts and realize that we are all one people that need to love each other and not fight each other and not hate each other and not fear each other and not keep each other trapped and imprisoned. Until that happens, then we keep running in the same cycles, and it's all possible. It's all right in front of us. It's feasible. We just have to release the fear, embrace the love, and continue to walk forward with like that foundation of gratitude, and realize that together, if we all unify our voices, we can make it happen. And you know, if we all come together as a tribe in this world, which we view it as this gigantic world of billions of people, but where it's all one, it's all small. It's really not as big as we think it is, and we're all going through the same things, and we're all thinking the same things, and for us to create pain and suffering on another piece of our population, it's just creating pain and suffering on ourselves. And until we realize that there is no difference between the people working in slave driven shops in China or in other places around the world that are making these cheap products that are on the shelves here in Walmart in the United States, like there is no difference between us and them. Until we realize that, until we start to acknowledge that and start to give those people the support, the love, and the care we need, and stop supporting corporations that are full of greed, um, you know, once we start doing that, once we realize that that is possible, then that's when the change can happen. That's when the people who have that overall power of controlling the main financial piece of the puzzle. As soon as they lose that power, then all of a sudden we can make that shift, and that love can reign true.
So for anybody who's watching who might be like, that's completely unreal, or that's too big, or like what can I do? What is my little voice going to do? What's something small that you would encourage them to do that they can do right now today? What's something really small?
Just show compassion, show love to people around you, smile, talk
Yeah.
about talk about things, be open, don't be afraid, you know. And it all starts with small things. It doesn't have to be gigantic things. Like we're not making huge things happen at once, but if we continue to inspire one person, and then that person inspires another person, and then the ripples continue to grow. And that's what it's about. Like it doesn't start with anything huge. I'm not doing anything gigantic. I'm talking to people right now. I'm sharing my light. I'm sharing my love, and I'm smiling every day. And I'm trying to make each person's life a little bit brighter with what I do. And from there, that starts the difference. That starts the change, and that starts the ripple. And that's all it really takes is that ripple of compassion, that ripple of love. And when that continues to go, and that light continues to shine bright, and it continues to spread, then that's when the magic happens. That's when the change occurs, and it only, these small, little, tiny things make such a huge difference.
Amen. It's the small stuff, right? Moment by moment.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, as always, I'm so grateful to see you. I'm so grateful to finally share you and all the work that you've been doing with everyone else, because I'm the one who's blessed to get to talk to you all the time, but now everyone else gets to see you as well. Thank you for supporting this project and being a part of it and being such an instrumental part of it. I would not be able to do it without you, and so I'm so grateful to have you as my partner and friend in this journey.
Megan, I'm so grateful for you as well. So much unconditional love for you, and the world is blessed to have you. And I'm blessed to have you as a partner. And I look forward to so many, many more amazing things to come.
Amen. May it be. And so it is. Well, thank
So,
you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Scott, again. And, keep an eye out for him, and we'll be posting all of his adventures so you can come see him live in person on the Define Meaning Facebook page, which is Facebook/the Define Meaning Project. So you won't want to miss it. We are so grateful to have him. And if you want to see this light in real life, make sure that you visit the page so you can see it. We are so grateful to have you as well. And thank you for everyone who participates in this and who smiles a little bit more tonight. Thank you.
Love to you.
Love to you.